Hey guys, it's Hallie again. So, just wanted to pick up where I left off. The videos can only be 10 minutes long for certain programs like YouTube. Um, so I just try to cut them off there so I can do like a part two or, whatever else. But you don't realize it, but every time you get behind the wheel of your vehicle, if you don't pay attention, if you're texting, I text and drive, I'll admit it, but I start the text message at a red light, or when I look up, see the road's clear, I'll start it, and then I'll be looking at the road and driving because I know exactly where my buttons are. And that's not even good. Or I'll take my phone and I will put it underneath my seatbelt and I'll put it on speakerphone and I'll talk to somebody. You can't really see it, but I'll talk to somebody just like this on speakerphone as like a text message. Yeah, so there's safer ways. Some cars have it where you can have a Bluetooth playing through your radio. I don't know. You can get an earpiece, whether it's a Bluetooth or the one with the wire. You can use speakerphone. I do that all the time. I'll turn it on speakerphone. Like I said, I'll put it under my seatbelt. I'll put it in the little thing of my car. I'm not sure if you can get a ticket while texting at a red light because you're already stopped. You're not technically pulled over. I should ask some of my cop friends about that. But either way, everything that you do, you don't realize it, but you're putting everyone around you's life in jeopardy. Like, I know you don't want to have that guilt on you of killing somebody, because I know that sounds harsh, but that can happen, and it happens every single day. Like, they just drive ridiculous. Now it's the holidays. Do you know how many people are going to die this holiday season because of some stupid driver? Do you want that to be because of you? Life is too short. It really is. And if you just take everything for granted and you're just like, man, I have to get to my job. What happens if I'm late and I lose my job? Wake up earlier. If you're running behind, just like they say, take 5, stay alive. You might get there a minute late, 2 minutes late. Your boss will eventually forgive you. And if you get fired, God will provide you another job. You gotta trust. I was gonna say something about that too. Yes, so I actually did an experiment one time. I drove somewhere going 65 miles an hour. I drove to my job in Lakewood. I drove to my job going 65 miles an hour. It took me an hour and 28 minutes, I believe. And then I drove going 70. I think it took me like an hour and 25 minutes. It was barely a difference. And then I'm a little bit of a speed demon. There's certain roads that are only 35, 25, whatever. But on the Garden State Parkway, if you get in a pack of cars that are going 90, which I'm honest, I'll say I've done that before. I've made it there in about an hour and 15 minutes. But we did an experiment before where we drove long distance, cross state. One person going 65, another person going 75. The difference in time wasn't like a couple hours saved, it was minutes. If you drive 65, okay, say you're in a city and you're going to work, and you're speeding, you're going 60 miles an hour in a 45 or a 50. You're speeding to work, you're speeding to school, wherever you're going. And, then the next day, you might realize there's times where I'm speeding and I get every single light. But if I would have just went the speed limit or less, even like 40 instead of 45, I would have saved gas, because I wouldn't be stopping at all these lights, because I would just be coasting up on it when it turns green. And chances are you get there the same amount of time. I love it when people fly by me. They're going a million miles an hour, passing everybody. And then 5 minutes later, I see them at the light right in front of me. You ain't gonna go anywhere. Especially now they have cameras at a lot of the red lights. You're not going anywhere. You're not getting ahead of anybody. You're only putting everybody's life at risk. And that's sad. That's selfish of you. You have to learn to be a good driver. You just have to realize that you're putting everybody's life at risk. That's the biggest thing ever. There's no playing with somebody. Oh, let me just tailgate them because they're driving too slow. Oh, this is fun. It's not fun. You're playing with someone's life. This idiot that just hit me, he said that I was in his blind spot. Are you serious? I'm directly in front of you. I can understand if it was like the rear panel or the side, because you have the little panels that come down. That's fine. I wasn't there. He wasn't paying attention. He smacked into me going like 85 miles an hour. That's why I'm all messed up. You know what I was doing? I was about to merge onto 55 off of 42. I was just coasting. I had just come off of 295. Couldn't have been going any more than 50, 55 miles an hour. Just came up to me, smacked me, came around again, hit me right in my door. I got whiplashed forward and backward, and then I got hit again, left to right, and my whole body slammed against the door when he hit me. All because he wasn't paying attention. You know what his insurance company said? We're not sure if we want to cover him. He does stuff like this all the time. How would that make you feel if that was you? You might not have any points on your license right now. You may have never been in an accident. But never becomes one day, someday. It will happen. And, you know, the average person gets in one really bad car accident every 7 years. That number's getting shorter and shorter. So if you've never been in a bad car accident, I don't mean to scare you, but it's going to happen. You have to take proper precaution. In the state of New Jersey, it says that as long as you are in complete control of your vehicle, you're fine. That means if I'm in front of you and I see that you're texting behind me, I would never do this, by the way, but if I see you're texting behind me or whatever, and I literally slam full force on the brakes, and you beat the crap out of my car, completely total it, I can sue you. And the accident is your fault because you are not in control of your vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to stay in control of your car. The 3-second rule that I just explained in my previous video, the further back you are, the easier it is to stop your car. I don't know if it's going to stop me from recording, but I just want to tell you guys, if you're going 25 miles per hour, just 25, you're traveling 37 feet in 1 second. 35 miles per hour, it's 52 feet per second. 45 miles per hour, 66 feet per second. 65 miles an hour, 96 feet per second. 75 miles per hour, 111 feet in 1 second. Now, if you're all the way up someone's butt and an accident happens 20 feet in front of you, you're going right through the back of the car in front of you because you should have been way back there. But instead, you know, you weren't. You have to keep space in between you and the car in front of you. You know, I would definitely say always keep at least a 3-second rule. Like I said, for every road hazard, for little things, go ahead and add 1 second. Ice and snow, you want to add at least 3. I would definitely make it at least a 9-second rule if it's snow on the ground, especially if it's a lot. And you can even add a second for something as silly as, well, I would add 3 seconds for that, for, you know, low tire tread. Maybe you can't afford to get new tires right now, but it's rainy out and you're sliding all over the place. Maybe, you know, the snow season's coming and you really can't afford snow tires right now. Just help everybody else out and just keep a safe following distance. You know how many accidents would be avoided if you just kept a safe following distance? Pretty much a good percentage of them. Not all of them, because there's people that run red lights and people who are drunk driving and, you know, whatever else. But if you're keeping a safe following distance, it's impossible to hit the car in front of you. Now, getting a T-bone is completely different because the car is coming from a different direction. Unless, you know, similar to what happened to me, because he already hit me, lost control of his vehicle. But accidents are very scary. I had my first panic attack ever. I screamed, like, ah, ah, like for 45 minutes straight. So bad that I started vomiting, like my own saliva. I'm sorry, that's nasty. But, you know, like, I'm traumatized I'll be like this for a long time. And like I said, it took me quite a few months to get back behind the wheel, but I know I'm cautious now, but I'm not too cautious. I'm definitely healed a lot since my accident mentally. For a while, I was way too emotional when I drive. I think the only thing that scares me now is when I'm turning left, especially on Delsey Drive, you know, turning left onto a side street and I'm waiting. A lot of cars aren't paying attention. When the car in front of them goes to go around them, they're not paying attention. I feel like they're going to slam right into me and I get terrified. And, me doing their video.